Hey guys, it's Styles by Noah, and in today's video I will be showing you how to make these handmade crochet locks with human hair. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for this video. I'm going to be using 1 pack of Freetress 3x Pre-FLuffed Poppin Twist in 24 inches. And I only used 1 pack because I don't want my locks to be super big. I do want them on the smaller side. And I also used spring twist hair in 12 inches. I like to use the brand Beyond Beauty from Amazon, and I also ordered this bulk deep wave bundles from there as well. I will link all the hair I used in the description box of this video. I'm gonna try and put all of this hair into some locks, and I know it's like 4 bundles, but or I don't even know if it's considered a bundle, but because it's Weftless, I knew 2 wasn't going to be enough, so I ordered an extra one, but then this one also came with 2. So yep, I have a lot of hair, but I think what I can do is section it off, like take little pieces, well, pretty big ones, section them off because I want about 60-ish locks, and just divide it all up equally and see how it looks from there. Okay, I don't have a braiding rack because I'm at home doing this, but literally I just sectioned them off. So I'm gonna try to do 60. They're not necessarily that big of sections, but I think it'll be okay. If the camera could focus, I think it'll be okay, and I'm gonna see, because I do have this much left, so I should be able to get to 60, but I'll see. So I actually didn't make it all the way to 60 locks. I stopped at 47 since I used about 3 to 4 pieces on every lock. So I just wanted to put that out there. But since I'm making this at home, I'm going to use what I have available. I like to create the crochet by using the back of a handle, so it can allow me to loop the 2 different ends around, so that when I wrap, it forms a loop at the beginning, if that makes sense. I'll show you. So here I'm just taking my Afro twist hair. I like to rip it in half, or sometimes just take a little bit off because I don't want it to be too big. And then once you get the desired size you want, you're going to stretch it out, of course. And then you're going to loop it around your hook. You may not have a dresser handle, you may have a command strip hook, an actual hook, it doesn't matter. So long that you can create a loop, make a gap so that your crochet needle can loop in. And this is me just taking my spring twist hair. I'm also gonna separate this about half, give or take, depends on how big the actual size of the individual strand is. So like this, I just pull it apart and I stretch it out to get as much length as possible. Again, this is 12-inch spring twist hair. You can use whatever length you want. I just happen to have 12-inch. But I would recommend 12 or 14. Either one will work. So right now, I'm just taking one of the ends to my spring twist hair and lining it up with my grip so I can use the full length of the 12-inch. So it really becomes like 24 inches. But then you just begin to wrap until you feel like you have it secured and that the spring twist won't move. Then you begin to add your individual bulk hair, weft hair, whatever you want. The trick is to line up your bulk hair right on top of the actual lock. And then you want to fold the bulk hair down, as you see me do right here. I fold it back down and then I wrap on top of that as well. And that's how you get the hair to stay secured, because it's wrapped upward and it's also wrapped downward. Disregard mine coming off the handle for whatever reason. As soon as I start recording, now I want to have malfunctions, but whatever. That's basically how it is. You just wrap upward, fold it down, wrap downward, and you keep going. As mentioned, I added about 3 to 4 individual pieces to each lock, and you can really add the hair sporadically, randomly along the shaft of the lock. So typically I do one in the middle, definitely the one at the end, and definitely at least halfway or towards the top. I just go back and forth between wherever I want to place it. And you do it that way so that it gives a unique look. You don't want it to be too uniform, because then it'll look like hair straight out of a box. You kind of want it to look flowy, carefree, boho, all the good stuff. And this is how it looks when you have about 2 to 3 or 4 pieces of hair on each lock. It looks good. Oh, also I used 20-inch and 18-inch in the bulk weave. I forgot to mention that, but yes, that's the lengths I used. And here I'm just showing you how I do the ends. I'm just wrapping. I'm gonna keep wrapping until I get to about maybe 2 to 3 inches towards the bottom. If I can get the camera to focus. Ah, there we go. Okay. So once you get to 2 to 3 inches, since I only had the 12-inch spring twist hair, I'm gonna just take some leftover hair that I had from when I separated initially in the beginning, and then I'm just gonna take that hair and continue to wrap. And I'm only doing this because I decided to use the 24-inch Freetress hair, so it was a little longer than the 12-inch spring twist that I needed to wrap. But you don't have to do this step if you have like the 14-inch hair and the hair you're using isn't as long. But this is basically what I'm doing. I'm just wrapping it some more, trying to finish the end of this lock. And then I'm going to add my bulk hair in the same method. So you line it up exactly beside the lock with some hair poking upward this way. Then you're going to continue to wrap. And make sure the hair that's sticking up is enough for it to be folded downward. So I'm wrapping it quote unquote upward, and now I'm folding it downward, and then I'm gonna wrap on top of that. When you're wrapping, you want to make sure you're doing it really secure, because you do not want this hair to move. And it shouldn't move if you're doing it tight enough, but just to be sure, make sure you use like some grip. You don't want it to slip out or anything. So I'm going to show the entire process again, because I know there were quite a lot of steps, but here it is again. You're going to take some of your Marley hair, Freetress hair, whatever you want to use for under the lock. You're going to separate it. Make sure you have the size lock you want. The bigger the lock, the more hair you will use. The smaller, of course, you use smaller section of hair. But either way, you're still going to stretch it out. And then once you have it stretched out, of course, you're going to anchor it around any handle, any hook that you have, so that you can create a loop for your crochet. And then you are also going to take your spring twist hair and you're going to separate that to the size you would like. So I'm just wrapping to the left. That is just the way I like to wrap. You can wrap in any direction. I'm going to add my first human hair right around here because I like some of the locks to be about 1.5 inches, 1 or 2 inches, and then other locks, of course, I'll put it anywhere. But for video purposes, of course, I'm going to do it closer up so you can see. This is the section I have, and you're going to literally put the hair with 1 inch of the bulk hair above where you're wrapping. You're going to put it beside it, just like this. And you will wrap with the hair sticking up, just like this. So you're going to wrap. And then when you feel like you wrapped enough, when you feel like it's secure, you're going to fold it down and then wrap on top of that. Once you wrap on top of that, you can move the human hair out of the way, and then you can continue to wrap down the lock. And you're going to repeat this process as many times as you feel that you need to add as much human hair that you would like. Remember to wrap it downward after you leave that little 1 or 2 inches that you created, and then move the hair out of the way. Once you begin to get to a comfortable rhythm, you can go faster. You can go whatever speed you need to do to get this done. This took me about 2.5 hours, but I was also doing other things, talking on the phone, watching a movie, really doing anything to help the time pass. But this is me towards the very end of the lock. I just got done adding another section of human hair, which you could kind of see. I know my camera's positioned at a weird angle, but that's basically what I just did right there. And then I'm wrapping towards the end of the lock, and I'm, getting done with the lock. Here is a close-up of how I'm doing the ends of the lock to add the curly piece. I am wrapping towards the end where I would like my curly piece to be added. I'm taking a sizable piece and doing the same thing I did for all the other curls. I'm just lining it up directly beside the lock, or on top I should say. And I'm gonna leave my inch so I can fold it downward later. And I am going to wrap, making sure that my human hair is all in the lock. And since I'm using a pretty sizable piece for the end, I'm just being really careful to make sure that all of the hair is going to be able to fold over still and have a secure lock at the bottom. And when the lock is secure enough, of course, you separate the human hair from the wrapping hair and all other hair used. And then you begin to use the Freetress hair and you wrap that over everything you just did. So hold down the human hair and then you just wrap the other hair on top of that. And this is what makes the ends so secure. And as you can see, once it's very secure, I can literally pull on it like this and it will not go anywhere. So when you use this method, make sure you're using good grip, and then you'll have locks that look exactly like this. Super fluffy, super full, carefree, and of course, pretty. I know I have been talking this entire time, so for this next clip, I'm just gonna let you guys watch and take notes, and you'll see how it gets done. And after about, I want to say I did 20, this is how thick and full they look. You can see the curls are everywhere. They are randomly placed. It looks so pretty and carefree, and this is absolutely the look I was going for. Just wanted something to flow and have a whole bunch of curls because I really like the curly look with the locks. So this was the best method for me to use so I can get all of the human hair inside of these locks. And now I'm just showing you guys what all 47 of the locks look like. As you can see, this is a lot of hair. Like, this is very curly. If you're not one of those girls that like a lot of curls, this may not be the style for you. Or you can use significantly less curls. But I like my curls. I like my volume. I like fullness. I like density. So this is everything I'm looking for. So and this is me about to install the locks, and this is how they look with them all in. I absolutely love this. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Like, y'all, let me know if you found this tutorial helpful. Like, I'm so in love with my hair. Like, this video doesn't even describe it. I think this hair is everything, literally. So I'm gonna do a bunch of styles, and I will be posting about this because everyone should see how these locks came out. If you made it to the end of this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Again, thank you for watching. This is how I create my mermaid locks. And you can also find this hair on Etsy. I will link my Etsy shop below. You can purchase and install them on yourself or on your client, whatever you want to do. But this hair is available for purchase. So thank you so much. Love the support. Subscribe.